It's like perpetual victimhood, and it's just not helping anyone because you're just a spoiled brat. There might be some lucky things. Maybe you'll get lucky and say Hawk 2, and then all of a sudden.
No, that's what I was hoping.
Hey, full disclaimer, I'm a financial advisor, and my goal is to maybe start a series of reacting to some of these Caleb Hammer episodes. So let me know what you think in this video. Let me know if you prefer this studio set, or if you remember my Blackboard set. I was thinking about using that as well. But let me know and see what you think. See if I'm adding to this conversation. I'm open to all of your commentary. Here we go.
Yeah,
we live
reality
in.
Sucks. Capitalism is bad.
Really easy for someone to say that grew up in a really nice house in one of the best school districts in Texas.
I know, but it's
who has the rent paid for, that is able to go to Europe and on a whim with their sister, who's able to do girl math, who's able to be fun employed. Yeah, it's easy to say that the system's bad when you're doing that because you've never had to work for it. You never got to actually see what happens when you put in the work and get benefits and actually have a little bit of responsibility and actually build something or do anything. You've grew up in privilege beyond privilege beyond privilege beyond privilege. It's only the people who speak like you that grew up in a world where you've never had to do a single thing in your life.
Oh boy, I'm calling this the worst Caleb Hammer episode yet, and I have a feeling there are going to be more, but we're going to call it episode 1. So let's get started with breaking down exactly what's wrong with Grace, because we know that's not her real name, and then let's come up with solutions. So let's get right into it. Number 1, this reality sucks capitalism is bad aspect, and her saying to herself regularly that I know I'm delusional, I know I need help. She basically suggests that you can't tell me anything I don't already know. The system's broken and I'm a victim. Caleb says it himself. He does a great job. He says she's playing victimhood. But why is this happening? It's happening because she's a classic narcissist. I hate to say it, but a narcissist doesn't want to suggest that any suggestion somebody else has, she hasn't already thought of, processed, and then told herself why it's bad and not for her.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I know.
Go ahead.
I'm literally so delusional. Yeah, no, I definitely need to like start like paying my own bills, like my own.
You've never lived in the real world.
I haven't. I can admit that. I need to find something I like and learn how to monetize it.
I'm sorry, this conversation can't help you.
Wait, why? Yeah, no, I need to stop using that as like a crutch and like actually take control of my finances.
She doesn't want a job because she wants something she's passionate about. She just wants to go out to dinners because her friends with cushy jobs, they get to go out to dinner.
I don't know. I don't want to feel like I'm missing out just because I don't have like some cushy like job like they do.
This is another psychological issue, and it's total narcissism, mind you. But she's also stuck in this mentality of, well, if somebody else is making money, they're a scam.
A lot of my like scamfluencer friends are fun employed.
What?
I call them scamfluencers.
Okay, you
like,
say a lot of fake words. Can you speak English so we can like get through this, please?
And because I'm not making money, I'm a victim. This is really bad, and frankly, it's just straight up narcissism. So I understand that I opened up this video saying I'm a financial advisor, but one of the first things that we do when we work with financial clients, stockhack.com by the way, is we try to understand what is the person's personality. Like, I'm not going to tell somebody who absolutely despises real estate to get interested in buying a house. Just like I'm not going to tell somebody who despises stocks to consider investing in the S&P 500. That's stupid. It's just not, the personality matches just don't work. Well, in this case, the last thing you want to start with for somebody broken like Grace is a budget, savings, investment, or some kind of, well, maybe pay $1,000 a month a part of your rent because that'll help you be more mature. No. Grace is mentally broken. She has a lottery mentality. She poops on other people who are successful and dumps on cushy jobs and quits successful internships she had because she probably just sucks. She doesn't like waking up early. She wants to wake up late. She wants to be a Pilates wife.
Honestly, like, I just want to be like a stay-at-home Pilates wife.
She wants to live in a dream world and dreamland. And if she ever wants to feel any success in her life, she needs to break all of this down to the first square of success. So, what is the first square of success? Well, it all starts very simply. You need something that you can provide value in. Now, you can have a passion for it. I personally have a passion for providing value on YouTube. That makes my job easier, but I like providing value because after I provide value, I feel happiness and success. It's not about the money. It's about the feeling of providing. Passion is just I like to say, the salt on the really good steak, really well-cooked, delicious steak, like that delicious steak frites my team members had while we were in DC. Shout out to Bistro Cacao in DC, by the way. Not sponsored. But anyway, something to think about here is, what could she do where she would contribute to society? Okay, so you've got, a lot of people would say, an attractive blonde girl who at least has a personality. It's a personality that right now pisses a lot of people off. It makes her feel like an entitled, what, but she could actually weaponize this in, frankly, sales, real estate sales, car sales. She could do really well in probably medical equipment sales or just drug sales, like legal drug sales, pharmaceuticals, right? I think she'd be great in that kind of place. She says she doesn't like tech or finance.
Yeah, I want to find something that I'm actually passionate about doing, not just like something boring like tech or finance.
Good, get into sales. You have to realize there are two mindsets that people usually have. There are two sort of types of brains, we like to say. There's sort of your engineer, and then there's your salesperson, the person who likes making money by talking, and then the person who likes making money by not talking. Like, that's sort of an easy test. And I think she's going to be your talker. And then when you actually start providing value to society, you'll start overcoming the feelings of relativity, which instead of you pooping on your friends or your date who brags about how much money he has yet makes you split the bill, instead of you feeling entitled that somebody else should pay for you, now you could be the one who takes the reins, and you could do the power move, and you could pay the bill. Because guess what? When you pay the bill, you don't owe anyone anything. I prefer to pay the bills. I prefer not to give any, or I should say, not to take any handouts. I like giving because the more I give, the less responsible and entitled I am to anyone else. And that's how I like it to be. So I am much happier. And maybe that's just my own justification, but I'd rather take the short end of the stick because it makes me feel like I won. I'm in control, and I don't owe anyone anything. And all of a sudden, when you flip that mentality around, you actually become happy in giving, and you start solving this entitlement problem.
No,
You
I
have to
know,
put
but it's
work
hard
in.
when you're raised in a certain lifestyle. I was literally raised in this neighborhood where everybody was wealthy. Everybody had like daddy's money. Everybody went to like Pilates, to fancy like juice places. Everybody did this stuff. Everybody went on fancy Europe vacations. I had a friend for a private jet. I did not have a private jet growing up.
Oh my gosh, you have my
I'm-
sympathy. This is horrible.
But literally, like, it's just like you're used to something. And,
I
like, that
grew
gets
up in
taken
a
away
house
from
with
you.
money. Woo!
No.
That you have. Now, you're never really going to get rid of this, what I call toxicity of relativity, but it will, like having a job like this, toxicity of relativity, by the way, is when you constantly compare yourself to other people. You always will, like, oh, they sold a car before I did, or they sold the house that I wanted to sell, whatever, right? That's always going to happen, but that's just the nature of a competitive person. That doesn't make you broken. That's just normal, and you just have to figure out how to deal with that. Life is hard, okay? Otherwise, we'd be in the twilight zone, and then, constant success would actually feel like hell. People who've watched that episode know what I mean with that. But anyway, having something that you can provide value with will actually help you eliminate the lottery mentality.
Not exactly. I just want to get viral doing something. And so I can like start selling merch and start making it into my brand.
Because I understand winning big in a lottery feels really good. And then we constantly want to go back to winning that lottery again. But we've got to realize that life is not always going to give you lotteries. In fact, it rarely gives you lotteries. And when you can have a happy and fulfilled life by building up your wealth one piece at a time, by first contributing to society and then building wealth, boy, life becomes a whole lot easier. And then you don't have to worry about all these problems that you have. Then by default, you could start thinking about paying your own rent. By default, you build savings because you're making money. By default, you have capital that you could actually start investing. Is she gonna get rich adding another $50 to her stock account? Absolutely not. This person needs a job, something that they actually can provide value in, not just any kind of job. And she's got a psych degree. she could also go back to school and do something else. You know, like I said, become a real estate agent, become a CPA, become an attorney. Plenty of things you could do out there. But anyway, for this particular individual, everything about her problem is her narcissism and nothing beyond that. And I'm not saying that to offend her. I'm not trying to, make her feel bad. I'm not trying to say she's a bad person. Just trying to say she's got to start looking inward, because so far, all she's doing is pointing out as to why she's sucking. And you know what we say? When you point at someone or something else, 3 fingers on each hand point back at the real problem. You.
Well, I mean, like, I'm the prize, and like the guy is the one where you should really care about like their like living situation.
You want to be a trad wife?
Yeah.
Why not advertise these things that you told us here? I feel like nobody else knows about this.
We'll try a little advertising and see how it goes.
Congratulations, man. You have done so much. People love you. People look up to you.
Kevin Paffrath there, financial analyst and YouTuber. Meet Kevin. Always great to get your take.